Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Arlene Diamco, the multidimensional MD, here to help wake up medicine and to come back to a more fully multidimensional being of mind, body, and spirit so we can address that through our health. And thank you so much for being here. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Today, we have another moment with Maudy. And this is my friend, Mystic Maudy Fowler. She is an international best-selling author and speaker. She travels, well, she used to travel all over the world, and she has at least these two books, Angel Messages and Angel Whispers. If you haven't gotten them already, I would highly recommend them. Our topic today is renew to find clarity of mind. And, my view of it is if we saw 2020 as the cocoon, 2021 to me is like the emergence of the butterfly, which is so beautiful, but can have its own difficulties too, because we're transforming, we are shedding layers, we can still be triggered as old patterns are shifting. And we have this beautiful opportunity to create a new world, but it will take clarity of mind. So keep your eye on the butterfly. And Maudy, I'm going to let you take over and start.
Okay, well, let me jump in. Thank you so much, Dr. Arlene, for having me on your show again and be a guest. I always look forward to do this and be visiting with all of you at home. So good morning, and to the people everywhere. And I've heard that Europe is also watching us. So good afternoon for you all, wherever you are, and happy, safe, blessed New Year. I'm so grateful to be joining Dr. Arlene and discussing the topic renew to find the clarity of mind. And Dr. Arlene explained to all of you that this is a transformation, transition, and with the intense time that we are facing, we need to see how we can handle the things that is so much challenging us, and for us to then see which way we can go as we face our crossroads, standstills, and all of these intense decision making factors. I always say, first and foremost, pray. Pray and have faith. Faith that know that God is always embracing us. And again, we can always count on God. But here's the question: to find the clarity of mind is where God is asking us, can he count on us? Or here's the thing, Dr. Arlene, we discussed it before. I always love to visit with you because kind of sitting like on your couch, and having a cup of tea. So you all who are listening in, grab your pencil paper or your cup of tea, take a sip, and just relax, because this is where you can recognize and identify how to move on, move forward, and move up. Reason being, with the challenges that face you and you face it, we have to find a way how to first relax. Coming to that relaxing, and I'll throw it in a few minutes back at you, Dr. Arlene, to see how you're handling your patients and how your patients are handling the situation in what you experience.
Mm-hmm.
For me to have all of these Zoom presentations globally now, I do recognize that the stress, frustration, and the depression is sinking in. So, in reference to have the clarity of mind, is to take time for you, because otherwise you will not be able to see and recognize what's in front of you. Because when we are so much put in front of a situation, or people point out things that it creates conflict, what we do first is we blurt it out. And
Yeah.
sometimes we just don't think. And then all of the words come out, and then it's sometimes too late, because then it's really living you, it. is live in you. The
Mhm.
situation, the conversation, the things that you face. So very important, and it starts with your morning. How you actually embrace the morning. I usually turn to prayer. I usually say, "Okay, dear Lord, um, if I don't get to the things today, then maybe tomorrow. But please give me and help me to recognize peace of mind." Now, having that said, coming back to you, Dr. Aline, did you experience anything kind of like I did with the presentations and the Zoom, and what your patients are facing?
Oh gosh, there's so much. And I was just in a group with other physicians as well. And, we're all people, we're all humans too. And so just realizing everyone's stressors, family members being sick, so many transitions in the life. And so when I look at it, the way I find some clarity and peace in it is what I was saying is like keep your eye on the butterfly. So I see whatever I'm going through, whatever somebody else is going through, I see some okayness in it because I know that this is a transformational moment and that through that, there's that emergence of the butterfly. And you can think through your life, like different moments like this, or not just moments, but times where things have transitioned and you didn't know what to expect, but as you saw things unfold, then how it can work out. When I was in medical school, I was really stressed. I was I was much different because I was much more stressed and anxious. My mind would keep going and going. And this was the norm for us. And we had so many demands working in the hospital and so many long hours. And then I stumbled upon yoga and meditation and started praying more. And that for me was, my way to see this clarity. And then I was still doing the same things, but it's like the clouds had parted and I could feel like that ease of the mind, like things were starting to ground. It wasn't so much always like thinking. And I would, because before that, I was staying up with reflux. I had trouble going to sleep. And then after that, it's just like I had this peace. I could still be in stressful situations, working in the emergency room. But still have some sense of peace. It's a deeper peace and clarity where you see what you need to do, the steps to take, and you can be in a stressful situation, but still feel clear. It's hard to imagine sometimes, when things get really
Yeah,
muddy.
yeah.
Um, and I see it with my patients now too. It's so remarkable because when people are stepping in and choosing to take steps towards that clarity, just just knowing that that's what they want, what their intention is. Because when it's so muddy, it's like and confusing. It can be hard to see that butterfly, to see the blue skies. But just stating that's what you want and having the clarity, like, I would like that, starts to unfold things for you in a way there could be more ease, even in stressful times.
Exactly. And you see, of course, when we address this topic, renew, to find the clarity of mind, of course there's so much there that people need to understand about this topic in line. How do you do that, Marty? The question, Marty, how do you do that when I face all of this, and I'm have to with losing jobs, with losing houses, with losing
Mhm.
people, just the word loss,
Yeah.
lose, all of that, in what they miss. So here it is for me to tell you all, if you all are tuning in, again, you need to have your own prayer time, meditation time for you, and exactly what you said. Maybe the focus for you, what worked for you and what worked maybe for many people, is to focus on a butterfly. It's the transformation. But when life hits you kind of like a curveball, then of course it's not what they can focus on. But
Mhm.
when you have already a way of reaching a calmness and practicing a calmness, is, I always say, faith and prayers, dear Lord, I always put, please give me peace of mind that
Mhm.
when the challenging time hits, that you give me the clarity of mind, that you let me know which way to go, that when the crossroads are there and the standstills, that I really come to that standstill, because life can live us and we go 180 miles per hour, even though we're in quarantine,
Mhm.
even though we are actually having that quiet time. I would say find a way how to, still have the relaxing time to do what you need to do. Never ever, and that's what I let people know, and I'm sure you do too. Never look at what you don't have, what you cannot do, what is not there, who is not there. Because again, with the loved ones in heaven, there's so much around us. With the stairway to heaven, it's very high traffic every day. It's
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, dear Lord, what is going on? How can I handle that? And then in life, you who know me, I always say it's not what happens to you, but how you handle it. So handle it with caution for you first, because when we are facing some intense times, like people can give us hiccups, right? um Family, friends, whoever, so for that matter, I always say, step away. And I always say action can lead to reaction. Okay, and when that happens, sometimes it's good then to keep yourself in silence, because when the challenge
Mhm.
of people, of how it works, in your environment, sometimes patients are saying, yeah, but Dr. Lean, it's not working for me. This is going on, that's going on. It's a really boom boom time. It's a time where we are not seeing what we supposed to see and what we cannot see. So pull back, pull back and withdraw. Even when people, are challenging you with conversation that leads to conflict, step
Mhm.
away and take your time and just look up and take a moment and breathe. I always say, you can regret your words, never your silence. And having that said, this is the experience that, daily basis I have with the Zoom presentations, because now it's increasing. Personally for me, I would like to hear your thoughts on this, Dr. Lee. But personally for me, February 17th, and for you all at home, I take my 40 days of retreat. I give up what I love to do most, and that is all of you who I navigate, having a me navigate, we navigate you, guide you, assist you along the way. And so for 40 days, I totally retreat. No people to talk to, and only, running after my cats and, the people here in the house, which is my husband and my doggy. So, anyways, I take care of me. And maybe you can find a time to see, what you all can do, to read a good book, to have that special moment for you to live in that moment. What do
Well,
you do?
in those times, it's like for me, to remember to embrace yourself fully. And that can be allowing self-care. So allowing means like as it comes into your life, like let it come in, because I know that depending on personalities, and I can be like this too, like if somebody offers help, it could be a
Yeah,
tendency to say, no, no, it's okay. I got it. I can do it. But yeah, and sometimes I'm tempted to do that too, where, oh no, I'm so busy, I can't
yeah,
even take the help, which,
right, right.
you know, and so to if people offer to help, to allow that, because as you would want to help someone as well, and to embrace all of those different sides of you, because there are we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and
Yeah,
then for me it's weaknesses, like in quotes, because those are our hidden strengths.
yeah,
It's just ones that we didn't know how to tap into and flip around and see the positive of it. So yeah, that's why I say embrace all of you, every moment, whatever comes your way. I Even if it's difficult and challenging, I say, thank you for this moment, because for whatever reason, it's what I need to go through as part of this transformation. And I may not have all the understanding of it. And that's okay because I have so much trust and faith in God and the divine and the universe that it will carry me through that. And it's God telling me, a way of saying, like, this is a process of transformation, and I want you to see something through this, to have some clarity through this. And clarity of mind doesn't mean that things are always easy. It's being able to see the light, the butterfly through the difficulties, through the muddiness, and knowing that these things that you go through, maybe it's just that cocoon shedding because you're emerging and you're trying, wanting to stretch those wings. And we you can say prayers for how you want things to be, but you don't always know how it will manifest, how it will unfold in your life. And so that's why, if you trust in the process, uh, to go with the fact that there's something always amazing around the corner, even if you can't feel it, even if it's so hard to see right now, that there is. And that's the courage to have that deep trust.
Yes, and I totally agree with you because, like you said, there are always some answers and solutions, what you say, around the corner. But it takes us to get that courage and
Mhm.
to do the first steps. And you mentioned cocoon, so many people want to stay in that cocoon because of the fear, you know.
Mhm.
And so I understand what you're sharing with the people. And so for the people at home, this is what we're trying to get across to you. When life hits you with a curveball, then it's important to turn to faith, because then your fear will disappear and you'll be able to have the answers that you'll be able to see and recognize, because it's all
Mhm.
about recognizing life and looking at the beauty of life. Sometimes it's just, for many people, not there. And they say, Marty, it's how do you do that? How do I move on when this and that happen? And when, I have this and loss of job, loss of people, and the list goes on. And it's a little bit too intense for them, and then it's a little bit hard to let them grab that positivity. So, for you all who are tuning in, for you all who identify yourself with what we're trying to get across to you, to see solutions, to see answers, when when life is living you and your emotions are in the way, you cannot possibly see the answers, people. You
Mhm.
can't. But when you take that moment to have your quiet time, to have your retreat time, then you'll see that out of the blue, it comes for you an answer just like that. Because that's where, again, prayers and faith come in. And that's where you'll be able to connect with, like you said, the butterfly, and to then see, oh yeah, I can go this way. I can see the beauty of a cardinal. I can see the beauty of the nature, and have that one moment for you, and then go about your way. But that's the thing, and I understand you all. I understand, how the hardship level sometimes can increase. That's why it's good that you and me are exchanging thoughts, Dr. Lean, and sharing, what
Mhm.
we can to let people grab a hold of that. So very important. So maybe you can, our words can help you, maybe, or way of sharing our thoughts, exchanging thoughts with you, can help you to move on, to let you know, hey, this way, hey, you're put on a standstill, to recognize which way to go. So that's what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
so that's what I'm sharing. And so I usually listen in to who is sharing that with me from heaven. But I think, and I hope you all will be able to move on with what we can share with you.
And this transformation is like a rebirth. And so sometimes if I have a hard time like seeing from another perspective, it's like a rebirth. So like you're new, you're fresh in the world. So I imagine the eyes from a little baby or a young child where everything looks new. And so then you don't even have the judgment yet. And so to be able to see what they see, because they see the brightness in the world no matter what is happening. It could be, at a funeral or, very just sadness, and the babies will still see the light. They'll
Mhm.
be smiling or looking at everyone with so much love, and it doesn't even matter what you've done, what you've experienced. They will look at you with like their smile and their eyes, and they will love you no matter what. So that's part of it, part of having that clarity.
Yeah, and I'm going on with that part of what you just said. For you all, I can actually already, hear, but Marty, I miss my loved ones in heaven so much. Do know, for you all at home, there's so much around us. And this can
Mhm.
only happen with God's approval and with your faith and with your prayers. Then they immediately give you assistance, and then you'll get the dreams, and then they'll pop up, and then they'll actually help you recognize, like Dr. Lean said, you recognize the butterfly, the cardinal, you recognize the beauty outside, like maybe seeing deers and seeing what your eye need to catch. Well, that's also, I'm just going to keep on going a little bit, that's also confirmation from heaven to let you know, hey, we've heard you, we're here, we're going to help you move on. It is just in so many ways that you will be able to see and recognize the answers from heaven. And those are always escalating in solutions. So just pay attention. And I want to take this opportunity. So I'm going to read a poem, and it's on our Facebook. Our Maudy Fowler and Gail Hunt official page, Facebook. And so check it out. It's called, it's about strength, but faith is strength. Okay. May you keep the faith and embrace love. You are surrounded by God's angels from above. Faith is strength to keep stress and frustration on arm's length. Be blessed in a new year and have no fear. Just pray. That means a lot because you can always count on God. And see, so for having that said, like Dr. Aline says, embrace yourself. Embrace what's coming for you, to give you solutions and answers. But it takes you to really recognize and identify, where are you? Which way do you want to go? And look at the beauty of life. And having that said, I think from your thoughts to the people, and from my thoughts, our thoughts to the people, I think they can actually embrace both of the thoughts, to combine it, to have that action and reaction, and you know see it, to pay it forward with themselves and with others, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. And what you were saying, when people are troubled with their loved ones that are passed, I just wanted to say from my perspective as a cranial osteopath, a physician,
Mhm.
when people come to see me for their treatments and they have loved ones that have missed, they're always there. I can feel their presence, and they usually are helping with the treatment, with the healing process. And sometimes they'll be helping guide me and say, "This needs a little more attention over here." And so yeah, they've changed in form, but they're still there. They're still
Exactly,
there.
exactly. And all we have to do is just be kind, people, to your mind. Be kind to your mind. Think about what you can do for you, and see and give yourself that moment, but live in the moment. Because we talked about it in the past, there are two most difficult days, right? Yesterday and tomorrow. So live in the moment and see what you can do for you. And then you can move forward to another step and to another step. But always know, God has you covered. And
Mhm.
heaven's sakes, I think we said it all today. And when is our next time to get together?
Next one is in February, on the 10th,
Oh,
7,
before I go on my
right
retreat.
before your break. We
Okay.
have it penciled in for February 10th to talk about challenges. So
Yes.
that's Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we would so love for all of you to join us. Please let us know if you're here, either like or subscribe, comment. We always love to hear from you because you're the reason that we get together here. We want to spread these messages of inspiration and hope because we know that we can create the world we want together. And it starts from each of us. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Maudy. It's always so fun to talk to you.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Arlene, for letting me visit with you, and for you all at home. Thank you for letting us visit with you. And we're looking forward to the next time. And like I said, be kind to your mind and make sure that you stay safe. So for that, we'll say until the next time, and looking forward to seeing you again. And if you do have questions, touch base with Dr. Arlene. We'll be happy to answer your
You
questions.
can you can connect with either of us on Facebook or Instagram. My Instagram is at All Worlds Health, and Facebook at All Worlds Health and Pediatrics. And Maudy, what is your Instagram? It's
Maudy
Maudy.
Fowler.
Maudy.Fowler, and her Facebook page as well. So thank you for being here. Again, lots of love to all of you. And let's keep our eye on the butterfly.
Bye-bye.